All right, 14ers fans, here we go for game 2 of the weekend. Liz Kendall-Harkey out there up front, get it up to the Hyland zone. Hyland brings it back up, turn it over to Amber, who sends it back. Hyland skates it into their zone, send it out. Liz tips it, but can't keep it in. Al picks it up, dumps it all the way in. Hyland skates out with it. Goes around, wide open in front, uncovered. Reagan makes the save. Hyland into the rebound. Shot goes wide. Kendall gets it, sends it out, and that's going to go for an icing. 37 seconds into the first period. All right, Molly, Bailey, and Josie out up front. Players being told to back up behind. Goes back to Moose in the corner, sends it up to the Hyland girl. They send it back around. Hyland behind the net. Moose pokes it away. Comes up the near side. Bailey sends it up off the boards, runs over a girl. Molly chips it out. Hyland sends it over to Brooke on the near side. Brooke dumps it in. Josie goes in and chases it. Molly comes in, sends it into the corner. Backhands back out to Josie. Up to Moose, one-timer, goes wide of the net. Braden chases into the corner. Brooke shot blocked. Dumps it down in the corner again. Josie down there with it. Braden in there, and it pops out, and Hyland skates away with it. They send it up and out. Amber, fresh off the bench, couldn't get inside the blue line. She circles around with it. Amber in through the middle. Gets through a couple, but doesn't get the puck there. Gets tripped into the boards, and Hyland picks up the puck. Comes up the side. Braden shoots it down. Jolie tries to send it back, and Hyland's able to send it all the way down. Reagan lets it go, and that's going to be an icing. 14:09 left here in the first. Liz, Braden, Jolie out there. Goes to the side. Liz keeps it in. Shoots it down. Jolie has it. Comes back to Liz. Liz passes across to Braden. Jolie tries to chip it in. It goes wide. Hyland comes out with it. 3-on-2. Amber runs her into the... Janelle chases down in the corner. Sophia takes out the girl, and Sophia's going to get an interference penalty here. Well, they're going to call that a hook. Sophia, the little hooker, going to the box. 12:49. 2 minutes to kill here. Molly and Kendall out up front. Moose and Brooke back on D. Hyland gets it, dumps it around behind the net. Brooke gets it behind the net, bounces it off the boards around. Molly on the far side gets it and sends it all the way down. Kendall, full speed, forces her to throw it up the boards. Molly keeps it in. Up the boards again. Moose at the blue line. Shot, block, goes to Kendall. Kendall gets a shot, blocked by the D, picks up the puck, loses it in the corner, goes in and battles. Kendall wins it, goes around behind the net, gets taken down. Hyland takes themselves out on the near boards, send it up to Brooke. Brooke up to Molly. Molly gets it and just sends it in. Hyland back behind their net. Josie forechecking, blocks the pass up. Lily chips it back in, but Hyland comes out. 3-on-2 with a back check in Josie. Centering pass. Brooke tips it out of the reach. Brooke comes up the near board, sends it up the boards. Girl skates it in. Reagan has it. Reagan holds it and goes in the back of the net. Loose puck off of Reagan's pads. And Hyland goes up by 1 on the power play. That one. Jordan getting yelled at over there for not stopping the clock, and he admitted to us beforehand we'd have to yell at him at least once because there would be a clock issue. There we go, 10:55 back up on the clock. Comes back to Al, shot. Goalie gets it in the glove and just holds on to that, and we'll just try that one again. Hyland comes out with the puck, goes to the corner, sends it up the boards. Al steps down, keeps it in. Al skates across the middle. Al backhand up to Kendall, one-timer. Goalie knocks it to the corner. Hyland comes up, Amber keeps it in, or doesn't keep it in, and Kendall plays it for the offsides. Molly, Josie Bailey up front. Moose and Brooke back on D. Faceoff goes forward. Moose steps up, chips it around. Centers it to Bailey. The goalie stops it. Still there. Molly can't find it. Molly sends it up to Brooke. She steps to the middle, shoots. Save, sent to the corner. Back up. Josie on the far side gives it to Molly. 2 converge on her, and the puck pops forward. Hyland able to step out with it, try to dangle, and Brooke just pops it right back out. Josie sends it over the near side behind Bailey. Bailey dumps it in. Behind the net. Hyland comes up the boards with it. Moose comes over, keeps it in. Hyland up the near side, they send it, and that's going to be an icing. 9:38 left here in the first. All right, back in for the face-off here. Liz Jolie Harkey. Oh, sorry, Braden. Shot by Al, blocked twice, comes out. Liz back checking, forces her to dump it in. Reagan tips it back behind the net. Amber skates out with it. Amber uses her body to protect it. Goes up the boards. Hyland plays it back to their D. Up through the middle. Amber does a good job picking off that puck. Pops out. Braden to Al. Up past Amber, and the D decides to give it right back. Braden breaking for the net. Not quite fast enough to get there for Amber's pass across. Hyland up the far side. Tries to throw it across the middle. Amber intercepts. Shoots. Blocks. Grabs it. Puts it down. Shoots again. Blocked in front of the net. Out to Lily on the hash mark. She goes to the corner, centering pass. Sent back in the corner. Lily with it again. Lily around behind the net again. Tries to come around, centering pass. Goes through everybody. Up the near side, and Hyland sends it out. Around Al. They race down, and that's not going to make it. Al picks it up. Al circles through. Al up the middle. Gets it poked away, but keeps going, and then finally dumps it in. Hyland up the boards. Amber there to intercept. Amber in the corner with it. Sophia battling in there. Amber from her knees. Feeds it to Sophia. Sophia spins. Goes to Amber. Amber with a shot. Save. Goes back in the corner. Sophia goes in, picks it up. Liz comes in to help. Sophia now battling again. Hyland sends it all the way around. Amber able to keep it in. Shot, bounces through a couple. Hyland gets it, sends it up, goes through Amber. The kick save didn't work. Bounces to Reagan. Reagan leaves it out in front, and Al picks it up. Al dangling through, somehow makes it through the crowd, and then Hyland picks it up, goes back the other way. Sophia over on the side as the girl falls against the boards. Amber up to Janelle. Poked away from her. Hyland brings it in the zone. Pass to the middle, shot. Blocked to the side by Amber. Hyland with it behind the net. Centering pass. Reagan blocks that and keeps it for a whistle here with 6:55 left in the first. Molly, Harkey, Kendall out there. Hyland wins it, back to the point. Sends it all the way around behind the net. Brooke goes. They tip it up, but blocked by Molly. Up the near side. Harkey can't get there to the point. Shot high into Brooke's midsection. She gets knocked off the puck. Moose forces her way through, picks up the puck, goes up the side. Moose centers it to Molly. Molly's there. Hits the goalie in the shoulder. Puck is loose. Sends out. And not enough with a bad bounce off the boards to go for the icing. Kendall back for it. Kendall gets tripped up the near side, and 14ers going to go on a power play there. Kendall talking to her friends, make sure they're okay getting the penalty against her. So 6:19. 14ers going a power play. Molly, Josie, Sophia out there. Al and Amber. Comes back to Al. Shot. Blocked. Recovers. Gets it back in. Amber goes in. Amber in the corner with it. Steps out. One-timer by Josie and in. So 14ers tie it up on the power play. 6:07 left. Josie from, I believe, Molly. And we're tied at 1. Puck on the far side, bounces off of Amber a couple times, and she recovers. Bailey picks it up on the near side. Nice pass up to Josie, can't handle it. Molly sends it in. Bailey goes in off sides as Josie was still picking herself up off the ice. Molly wins it all the way across. Amber steps down for it. Amber behind the net. Girl falls over trying to push her over. Sends it up to Al. Al shot through the crowd. Josie tips it. Josie gets it, sends it back down the boards. Goes behind the net. Hyland sends it up. Sent back in. Shot by Amber, just missed the net. Josie tries to center it, comes all the way through to Al. Al can't get that lined up and sends it over to Bailey. Molly up at the point, dangles a couple, gets taken out. Hyland comes in, one-on-one on Al. Backhand on net, and Reagan holds on to that one with 5:03 left here in the first period. Liz, Braden, Jolie out front. Brooke and Moose back on D. Brooke gets tripped behind the net. Moose has it. Moose up to Braden, misses the pass. Hyland plays it. Somehow don't blow the whistle. Jolie picks it up on the far side, dumps it in. Braden goes around behind the net, and finally we have the whistle when Hyland plays it for the third time. And 14ers going on another power play here with 4:41 in the first. Molly, Josie, Sophia up front, Amber, Al, and D. Over to Sophia, backhand up to Amber, almost out of her reach, but she's able to keep it in. Amber gives it to Molly. Molly across to Sophia, one-timer bounces through. Sophia goes battling into the corner, it comes up to Amber. Amber steps down, shoots, tips high, and up into the upper netting, which counts for nothing. In for the face-off, Sophia comes through, picks up the loose puck, goes to the corner with it. Molly comes in to help. Sophia pulls it out. Sophia up to Amber. Amber across to Al. Al steps down and shoots right into the shin guards. Hyland gets it, tries to clear. Al is able to keep it almost in, but gets control of it. Al steps around. Al goes in. Al shoots, but that's blocked, goes back behind the net. Sophia goes back, picks it up, poked away from her. Battle in the corner there. Molly, Josie, it comes up to Al, shot. Rebound doesn't come out, and Sophia gets smashed between two Hyland girls as they blow the whistle here. 3:42 left in the first, 1:02 on the power play. Liz in for the face-off. Cross to Moose. Moose has it. Down to Bailey in the corner. Up to Moose. It bounces past her, and Hyland has a breakaway on the far side. Brooke comes all the way across. Forces the shot from high, and Reagan holds on to that one. Liz, Bailey, Lily out there. Bailey gets it. Bailey up through the middle. Sends it over to Lily. Lily gets it poked away at the blue line. It pops right back out. Liz has it. Liz battling with ZJ Carr, former 14er here on the boards. Liz comes out with it. Back to Brooke. Back over to Bailey on the far side. She tries to send it in, not very deep. Right back out to Moose. Moose over to Brooke on the near side. Brooke goes in, tries to dangle, and gets it taken away. Sent up and out of the zone. Penalty is expiring as Sophia picks it up on the far boards. Sophia rips it up to Liz. Liz shot on net, bounces to the side. Shot there by Josie goes wide. Back in the corner, Josie has it. Josie dangles a little bit. Josie spins again in the corner. Liz gets it, shot towards the net. Sophia gets dumped in front of the net. Hyland sends it right up the middle. Liz there to intercept it. Shot in, tipped. The goalie's going to hold on to that one here with 2:05 left in the first. Molly, Josie, Sophia still out there. Comes back to Amber. Shot. Sophia tips it wide, picks it up in the corner, spins. Leaves it for Josie in the corner. Josie centers, goes all the way through everyone. Al was cheating in a little too much, and it comes all the way back out to the 14ers blue line. Al up to Molly. Goes across. Amber steps up. Hyland gets it in. Comes out. They send it back in. And Amber picks it up in the corner. Amber to Kendall on the far side. Kendall tries to center it. That gets tipped. Molly comes through. Can't get it. Josie comes through. Tips it out of the zone. Hyland dumps it off of Kendall and comes all the way around the near side. Al with it. Sends it up the boards. Molly goes but forgets to take the puck with her, and then it goes back to Al. She sends it up to Kendall. Kendall gets it poked away just inside the blue line. Harkey with a great move coming through, taking the body and stealing the puck. Dumps it in. 1 minute left here in the first period. Lily pokes it away. Hyland sends it hard out of the zone. That's not going to make it all the way. Amber goes in. ZJ in front of her. Amber pushes her way through. Jolie tries to backhand it out through the center, gets tipped back in. Amber back in the corner with it. Lily helping her there. Lily pokes it around the Hyland girl on her knees and skates up the near side. Lily in, has Jolie in the middle. Gets poked behind. Hyland brings it up. Sends it across. Moose intercepts, goes in, takes the shot. Save to the corner, and that's the end of the first period. 14ers and Highland Hills Lady Jags tied at 1. All right, got a slightly better position here for the second period. Coming back out. Liz, Harkey, Kendall up front. Faceoff comes into the Highland zone on net. The goalie plays it into the corner. Comes up the near side. Liz comes through, pokes it forward, gives it to Kendall. Kendall goes in around the D. Kendall into the net, shot, wide of the net. Up through the middle, and that's going to be an icing here 33 seconds into the second period. Molly Josie Bailey out there up front. Amber Al on D. Al steps up, gets it poked away from her. Hyland comes in the other way, goes wide, shot. Reagan makes a save and holds on to that one as gets a little poke from the Hyland girl, just making sure that Reagan has full control. Molly wins it to the side. Al goes to the boards, protects it. Molly comes in, pulls out the loose puck. Molly behind the net, sends it off the back of the net, goes to Bailey. Bailey sends it up the middle. Josie can't handle that pass, but Hyland lets it out of the zone. Hyland dumps it back in. Al up the far boards. Bailey misses it. That was too many players on Hyland as there were 6 on the ice, 4 next to the puck, but they keep it in. Round behind the net. Centering pass. Bailey knocks a stick up and it goes out of the zone. Josie tastes it down, but unable to get there before Hyland dumps it back in. Amber off the boards to Bailey. Bailey goes backwards, sends it up into the Hyland girl on the boards. Bailey goes back in. Al picks up the loose puck. Al up through the middle. Around behind Bailey, dumps it halfway in. Hyland clears it to Molly. Molly gives it to Josie. Josie in. Toe save. Hyland all the way up through the middle. Brooke has it. Brooke chasing it down, and Brooke didn't quite have enough of an angle to get that, and it goes for icing here. 14:02 in the second. Liz, Jolie, Braden up front. Moose and Brooke back on D. Comes over the side, up to Moose. She kicks it forward. Skates into the corner, gives it to Jolie. Centering pass goes through Braden and the whole group. Comes up to Brooke. Brooke sends it over to Moose. Moose in the corner with it, fakes the shot. Falls over the goal line. Hyland up through the middle. Nice poke by Brooke, keeping it in. Nice job by Braden, playing the body, letting the girl skate into her, and Liz picks up the loose puck. Liz to Brooke. Brooke to Moose. Moose up the boards, intercepted. Back to her, and then to Liz. Liz to Braden on the far side. Braden throws it in on net. The goalie just decides to hold on to that one. Lily, Janelle, Sophia out there. Hyland has it in the corner, send it right up the boards. Al pinching in on the winger. Hyland has it, throws it into the crowd. Janelle forces it back deep. Hyland around behind their net. Up the far side, Lily all over her. Al steals it, steps forward, couple of good drags, but gets it taken away from behind. Sophia knocks it off the stick. Hyland picks up the loose puck. Into the corner. Amber with it. Amber all the way across to Janelle. Bounces off the boards. Janelle chases around behind the net. Hyland gets it. They dump it in. No ice. Stuck behind the net. Amber has it all the way up to Liz. Liz drifting backwards. Catches it, spins, gives to Kendall, and it goes through her. Al gets it, but not in time to keep it in the zone. 12:06 left here in the second. Still tied at 1. Face off just outside the Hyland zone. Liz, Kendall, Harkey in there. Kendall got dumped at the blue line. Liz shot, blocked. Harkey in the corner with it. Hyland steals it. Comes around the near side. Sends it up the boards. Moose steps down, tries to keep it in. Harkey swings a glove at it. Knocks it in with her stick. Hyland able to dump it back out. Moose over to Brooke. Brooke goes back in our zone. Hits Josie on the near side. Josie centering pass just out of Harkey's reach, and it gets poked all the way back out through the neutral zone. Moose tries to hit Harkey, and she spins, trying to keep that. Hyland with 2 cherry pickers as the D are both changing. Brooke able to get back. Shot. Saved by Reagan. And she holds on to that one with 11:14 left here in the second. Molly, Bailey, Josie out there up front. Amber and Al back on D. Amber gets it up out of the zone. Back to the Hyland D. Nice tip there by Amber. Nearly kept it in the zone. Hyland comes out. 3-on-1. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes up the near boards. Out of the zone. Hyland dumps it back in. Goes off of one of the 14ers and right back out. Hyland skates in, goes across the blue line, up through the middle. Bailey misses the stick lift. Shot goes high over the net, into the corner. Amber bodies. Molly picks up the puck. Molly has it. Molly up the far side. Bailey and Josie with her. Molly to Josie, right back to the front, goes through. Molly was all tied up. Argument for interference there. Al does a nice job keeping it in. Shot wide of the net. All the way around the near side. Braden chasing her down. Centering pass, intercepted by Liz. Liz gets it taken off her stick and pushed towards the net, and Reagan's there to make that save with 9:57 left here in the second. 14ers, Highland Hills, Lady Jags tied at 1. Liz, Braden, Jolie out there. Brooke has it in the corner. Brooke trips herself up. Still has the puck though. Throws it to herself behind the net. Skates up through the middle. Overhandles it. Loses it. And Moose is there to pick it up. Moves up the boards to Jolie. D pinches down, keeps it in. Battle in the corner. Spits back behind the net. Brooke goes to retrieve. Brooke up to Braden. Braden chips it out the zone. Jolie chases down to go get that. Hyland able to clear. Play it to the center. Shot. Blocker saved by Reagan. Sent to the corner. Bailey has it. Throws it off the boards to Liz off the ref's skate. And Liz sends it all the way down, and that'll be an icing. 9:05 left here in the second period. Lily, Janelle, Sophia coming out up front. Amber Al back on D. Up to the Hyland point. Shot with Janelle, spits it out of the zone, battles through along the boards, knocks the girl over, but as she's falling down, she spits it up to Al. Sophia on the near side, dumps it through, chases it down. Hyland sends it, and that's going to be enough for an icing here. Face off over the side. Sophia battles through. Hyland chips it up the board. Amber had backed out, and that's going to go all the way for another icing. Ref drops it before Lily was ready, so they're going to have a redo there. Sophia gives it to Amber. Amber back to Sophia. Bounces over her stick in the corner. Lily goes in, pinches behind the net. Up the far side. Al tries to pinch in. Hyland brings it out. 1-on-1. Sophia takes the trailer. Sophia all over the trailer. Al comes back, picks it up. Al sends it forward. Al chases down as Hyland sends it all the way back up, and Amber here outside the blue line has it. Amber spins, dumps it in. Back in the corner. Kendall steals it. Centering pass, shot. Just wide of the net by Liz. Comes up and out. Brooke mishandles it at the blue line, but able to hustle back and grab control of that. Brooke, nice pass up to Amber. Possibly was to Kendall. Amber there, sends it down to Kendall. Kendall high and wide, goes all the way across. Liz on the far side, centering pass. Mostly blocked. Harkey gets dumped in front of the net again. Up the far side, Hyland gets it and sends it all the way for another icing. 7:19 left here in the second. Molly, Josie, Bailey in. Moose and Brooke back on D. Face off. Hyland skates through with it, but Josie pokes it. They try to dump it out. Molly stops it. Josie gets bodied on the boards. Brooke steps down, steps into the crowd, gets it poked away. Moose beelines over to the other side, gets tipped up into the bench, and the coach nearly does a one-handed backhand catch with exactly 7 minutes left here in the second period. Face-off goes forward. Hyland able to get it. Josie pokes it away, but Hyland pokes it forward. Get it deeper in the zone, and Brooke takes it all the way behind the net. Sends it up to Josie. Josie chips it around the D. Josie up the near side. Gets it poked away, but stays with it. Molly there. Molly shot wide of the net. Bailey over on the far side misses the puck and gets bodied off. Hyland sends it. That's going to go all the way again for another icing. Liz, Braid, and Jolie up front. Goes around behind the net. Jolie picks it up. Jolie backhands it up through the middle, goes all the way through. Amber goes to pinch. Al tries to dump it. That gets blocked. Hyland tries to send it up the board. Liz intercepts. Al over to Jolie on the near side, who dumps it in and gets bodied off. Braden behind the net. Gets chipped past her. Liz battling there. Jolie with it. Tries to go to the front net. Gets bodied out of the way. And Hyland able to send it out. Al chasing back. Al with one on. Al shoots on Reagan, and Reagan holds on to that. 5:47 left here in the second. Face off back to the Hyland D. They send it all the way around behind. Amber in the corner with it, sends it up to Jolie. Jolie tries to get it out, that gets blocked back in. Amber chips it out. Hyland gets it, sends it right into Amber, kicks it right back out to Hyland. Cross pass, right over Braden's stick and all the way back. Al has it, loses it at the dot, but recovers, sends it up into the Hyland player coming in. Spits out to Al. Al, backhand pass up to Jolie. Jolie in, shot. Rebounds there, and Braden nearly gets that puck before the big mitt of the Hyland goalie comes down on it. 5:07 left here in the second period. Lily, Janelle, Sophia up front. Moose and Brooke back on D. Back to Brooke. Brooke rips a shot, goes right into Molly and ZJ Carr, both standing at the slot. Sophia gets dumped in front of the net. Hyland with it behind their net. Sends it up the board. Brooke pinches in, keeps it in. Shot into a skate. Shot again into another skate. Hyland has it, tries to chip through the middle. Moose keeps it in. Lily can't handle that quick shot. Hyland has it, but sends it up the far side. And that's going to be an icing again on Hyland. And we'll come all the way back to the Hyland end. Lily, Janelle, Sophia still out. Moose and Brooke back on D. Lily wins it forward, goes to the net, goes to Janelle, backhand, shot, still loose. Still loose, it ends up going into the corner. Good job by Janelle pinching off on the side. Brooke keeps it in. No way that was out because Brooke stopped it in the snow on the blue line, but neither ref was on this side of the blue line to make that call, so they'll call it offsides. Liz Kendall-Harkey up front. Al Amber on D. Comes through, and Hyland sends it all the way down, and that's going to be another icing. Liz in, ties up the center. Puck gets sent back behind the net. Up the near boards. Amber had already backed out, so it comes out of the zone. She spins. Harkey got dumped again at the blue line. Amber in, shot, high over the net. Amber picks up the loose puck. Spins in the corner, centering pass, goes through a bunch. Liz has it. Liz leaves it for Kendall. Kendall towards the net. Kick saved by the D, goes to the side. Al steps down, sends it all the way around. Harkey goes down. Hyland sends it. That's going to roll and go wide of the net, and that's yet another icing. Except that it almost turned all the way and came backwards and didn't cross that goal line there. 3:32 left here in the second period. Molly Josie Bailey up front. Bailey picks up the puck off the face-off, circles around the top, then the bottom of the circle, and then gets it poked away. Centering pass, cleared to the side by Hyland. They send it up. Amber keeps it in. Josie battles on the board. Molly there with her. Loose puck, skated out by Hyland. Al steals it, but turns it right over to Hyland. Amber tips it and it goes out. Josie gives it to Molly. Molly sends it up behind Bailey. Bailey all the way down. Al goes to pinch and misses the player. Hyland gets it, dumps it in, no ice. Amber protects the body and the puck. Sends it up to Josie on the near side. Josie gets to the red line, dumps it in on net. Braden there gets interfered with. Josie behind the net. To the front. Cleared to the side. Molly picks it up. Braden has it. Shot. And the goalie holds on to that one. 2:22 left here in the second. Tied at 1 goal apiece. Liz Jolie Braden out there. Back to Brooke. Brooke with the shot. Loose puck. Josie gets taken out. Battle through. Liz comes through, picks it up. Liz behind that. Centering pass gets blocked. Centering pass blocked again. Cleared hard to the boards by Hyland. All the way up the near side, and Moose is not able to keep it in, and they wave off the icing on that one. Moose spins in the corner, sends it up to Jolie. Jolie loses it at the blue line. Liz comes through, battles all the way over the far side. Moose brings it back in the zone. Moose tries to skate out. It gets poked away. Braden sends it out. Hyland has it and sends it right into their bench with 1:35 left here in the second. Lily, Janelle, Sophia out there up front. Brooke and Moose back on D. Moving into the center ice face-off here. Janelle with the puck. Back to Moose. Over to Brooke on the far side. Brooke dangles. Brooke dangles, nearly loses it. Skates up through the middle, gets it poked away. Moose over there to recover. Moose whips it around the boards. Bounces by Sophia and by the Hyland girl and out of the zone. And we have an offsides here. Lily, Sophia conspiring here. And I think it worked. Lily to Sophia to Amber, across to Janelle on the far side. Janelle centering pass, gets tipped. Al on the far side bodies the girl off, and the puck goes back into the corner. Al picks it up, skates up through the middle, loses it at the blue line. Amber picks up the loose puck. Amber skates up, goes around one, backhand to the front of the net, but nobody was there except for ZJ Carr, who picked that off. Sophia keeps it in. Amber back behind the net. Sophia comes in to help. Sophia skates out with it, gets bodied off, kicks it forward. Sophia centering pass, blocked again. Harkey goes in to help. And Hyland able to skate out with it. Amber goes over to challenge her, forces her to dump it in. Liz back on D, goes to the corner. Runs the girl over at the buzzer. And that's the end of the second period. 1-1, 14ers and Hyland tied in this state championship game. All right, here we go for the third period. Liz Harkey Kendall start, comes all the way over the near side. Al gets it. Al dumps it in. Kendall behind the net with it, centering pass, goes through, bounces off Harkey and to the goalie. And we have a whistle 12 seconds in. Liz wins it over to Kendall. Gets tied up on the boards. Hyland tries to send out off of Liz's skate. Goes to the front. Harkey can't get it. And Al has to back out. Sends it back in, doesn't make it through. Liz picks it up. Liz dumps it in. Kendall slides into the boards. She is safe, but still offsides. And major collision here at the red line as 3 players converge on the puck, and Amber is going to get a roughing penalty as a result of that. So 14ers is going to go short-handed here. 15:22 left in the third period. Lily and Josie out there to kill up front. Brooke and Moose back on D. Hyland gets it, shot from the point, goes through, blocked by Brooke again. Tip, and Hyland, 9 seconds in, gets a power play goal. Hyland goes up 2-1 here in the third. Lily, Sophia, Janelle up front. Amber out back on D. Face-off comes over the near side. Al has it. Al goes back in our zone. Tries to send it across. Whiffs on most of it. Goes through. Hyland picks it up. Sends it deep. Amber goes into the corner with it. Lily gets knocked over from behind, and they don't call that one. Sends it up the boards. Janelle has it. Janelle to Sophia. She has to slow down, grabs it. Sophia goes in with it, gets a couple players on her. Hyland whips it all the way around the boards. Molly does a good job keeping it in over there. Molly gets tripped up as she dumps it in deeper. Comes around the near side. Hyland sends it out. Goes past Amber, so no ice. Amber spins behind the net. Amber with some time here. Amber looks. Sees Molly. Goes up the boards. Hyland picks her off. Battle in front of the Hyland bench. Molly, Amber, Josie there. Amber getting molested, and they're not calling that. And Hyland sends it for an ice. 13:55 left here in the third. Molly, Bailey, Josie out there up front. Comes back to Moose at the point, down to Josie. Josie tries to send it across to Brooke. Tips high in the air. Brooke's able to get it, but gets it tipped away. All the way down, no ice. Brooke goes through, trips the girl, and we're going to go on another kill. As soon as the 14ers decide to play the puck, or they blow it because the girl's down. $13:33. Kendall and Molly out for this kill. Wins it over to Amber. Amber sends it all the way down. On net. Rebounds wide open there if anybody had been all the way down there, but Rourke's on the kill. Hyland up the far side with it. All the way through the middle. Dangles. Nice poke by Moose. Molly gets it and sends it off the boards and all the way down. Hyland all the way up the near side, misses the pass. Amber gets it, shoots it in. Skate save by the D back there, skates it out of the zone. Up near side, goes through the middle, goes through Lily. Shot wide of the net. Amber with time, has it and just sends it down. Kick save, goes back in the zone. Josie picks it up. Josie goes wide. Tries to throw it to the middle, but Lily had backed off. Lily gets it, Josie goes in. Hyland up the near side. Lily saw that coming, goes through, goes to the corner. Lily in the corner with it. Hyland aborts, goes all the way around the other side. Josie's there to pick it up. Moose comes in to help. Shot off of the player, but goes right to Josie. Finally, Hyland skates up. Moose pokes it away from behind to Amber. Amber just sends it all the way back down. 20 seconds left on the kill. Comes up to Liz. Liz comes in. Liz takes a shot just wide of the net. Near side. Hyland sends it up. Chip it past Amber. Goes in. Shot saved by Reagan. Up to the point, shot, off the crossbar and into the top of the shooting cage, way back in the corner with 11:30 left here in the third period. 14ers back to full strength. Molly Sophia Bailey out there for this one. Comes up the near boards. Molly has it, puts it off the boards. Not enough for an ice. 3 14ers chase it deep. Hyland puts it back in the corner anyway. Sophia goes into the corner. Molly's there. Puck bounces through and out. It's a 3-on-1 coming back. Al's back checking. Amber forces her to the outside. Pass goes all the way through the crease. Sophia picks it up, gets bodied from behind. Puck kept going forward, and Hyland able to send it back up. Hyland gets in the zone. Amber chips it up to Molly off the boards. Molly gets slew-footed, and that's going to should be a major for a trip for the slew foot. Kicking your leg out like that should be a major penalty. 10:44 left here in the third. So 14ers going on the power play here. Down by 1. Puck goes all the way through, and somehow Hyland skates out of the pile with it. Send it all the way down. Al behind the net, gives it to Amber, up to Molly. Molly sends it across. Josie over there, tips it forward, and it goes into the bench, and it's going to stay deep in the Hyland zone. Lily Bailey out up front. Amber now on D. Comes to Bailey. Bailey turns. Goes back into the zone with it. Bailey in the corner. Throws it up the boards. Amber steps down. Able to keep it in. Spits back. Liz behind her, but it gets poked out. Al circles. Al up to Lily. Lily into the zone. Hyland tries to whip it out. Al's in front, but it bounces off her and out of the zone. She's able to recover, gives to Bailey. Shoots all the way across to Lily, but it was a little bit out of her reach and gets dumped into the zone. Hyland with it, off the boards, past Al, and all the way down. 1 minute left on the power play. Amber back behind the net with it. Amber around. Amber up the far side, all by herself. Amber goes in, shot, gets tipped high. Back behind the net, Amber gets tackled and is on top of the puck. .9:20 left here in the third. .37 seconds left on the 14ers power play. Molly, Sophia, Josie out there up front. Moose and Brooke back on D. Josie gets it out of the face-off. Josie looks. Josie comes through, gives it to Molly, gets tipped off her stick into the corner. Up the boards to Brooke. Brooke has it. Down the boards to Josie. Josie steps across, shot. Stopped by the D, comes up the near side. And backhanded, but Brooke keeps it in. Molly down to Josie. Josie to Molly, Molly back to Brooke. Brooke steps down, takes the shot. Sophia's in front and can't find that loose puck as the goalie covers it with 7 seconds left on the power play. Puck goes forward off the face-off. Molly gets it. Molly behind the net with it. Gets it taken away. Hyland sends it up the far side, back to full strength. Comes through, spins and falls over, but Hyland still maintains control of the puck. In the zone, tries to leave it. Josie tries to poke it out. Hyland sends it down the far side. Molly battling on the boards there. Hyland picks up the loose puck, comes through. Shot goes back behind the net. And then Brooke picks it up in the corner. Brooke loses it up the boards. Hyland there with it. Brooke knocks it off her stick and comes up. Brooke with Josie. Brooke puts it too far in front of Josie and it gets turned over. Hyland has it. Nice job by Braden coming down to get it, but Josie in offsides plays the puck. 7:58 left here in the third period. Liz, Harkey, Kendall up front. Al and Amber back on D. All of them lined up forward. Al being told not to cheat, and they get the puck down. Sent up the near side. Harkey gets it, keeps it in. Harkey sending pass to Kendall, and she can't get the shot off. Goes up through the middle. Al, nice body to make sure Hyland can't catch that puck. Al behind the net, pulls it off the boards, loses it. Hyland sends it up to the point. Shot, saved by Reagan, and she just holds on to that. 7.5 minutes left here in the third period. Liz, Harkey, Kendall still in there. Liz wins it over to Al. Al sends it up the boards to the Hyland girl. Back into the corner. They send it back to Al. Al chips it up. Harkey tries to send it out. Goes into a couple of bodies, and Liz is able to get it out of the zone. Hyland picks up the loose puck, sends it forward. Hyland trips into the boards, and Amber picks up the puck. Amber, a nice little S-turn in the corner. Comes up through it. Amber in across the blue line. Shot, saved, cleared to the corner by the goalie. Amber picks it up. Sophia comes in to help. Amber gets tripped again and no call. Lily comes over, steals the puck on the boards. Sophia's there to help. Lily tries to send it through. Hyland gets it, sends it back, and Amber picks it up, gives it to Sophia. Sophia in the zone. Goes to Amber. Comes up, and Al's not able to keep it in. Al back all by herself. Hyland steals it behind the net by themselves. Janelle goes back, bodies her. Centering pass goes through everybody. Shot, wide of the net. Hyland centering pass, blocked by Lily. Battle in the corner. Lily throws it around behind the net. Amber gets bodied into the corner. Lily down there. 2-on-2 behind the net. 3 of them go down. And Amber, again, laying on top of the puck, causes a whistle. Now it looks like we have a timeout for the 14ers. 5:35 left here in the third period. Molly, Josie, Bailey up front. Amber now on D. Comes through. Josie gets it, goes to the side, gets bodied off. Sorry, it's Moose back with it. Moose now on D. Comes up the far side. Josie tips it to Molly. Goes through a couple. Josie able to get it out. Josie skates through 2 or 3 and then dumps it in. Back behind the net. Molly there intercepts the pass. Throws it back to Josie. Josie backhand up to Moose. One-timer saved by the goalie. Still in front. Bailey got leveled. Hyland gets it. Sends it up. Moose keeps it in. Tries to give it to Bailey, but Hyland gets it and throws it into their bench again. And a face-off stays inside the Hyland zone. 4:56 left here in the third. Liz Kendall Harkey out there up front. Al Moose stay out on D. Battle on the far side. Kendall tries to throw it back to Moose. Moose pinches in but bodies the girl. Loose puck there. Liz battling for it and it does pop out. 1-on-1. Sends it through Al but all the way to the corner. Harkey goes in. Nice body. She steals it. Up to Liz. Comes out right back in but Hyland had cleared the zone. Moose tries to dump it, goes off a stick. Hyland all the way on the far side. Kendall intercepts that. Harkey in the corner fighting for it. Lily comes in, keeps it down. Kendall on the far boards with it. Spits out and behind Al all the way back out into the 14er zone. Al with it. Al up to Harkey. Out of her reach and it goes all the way into the Hyland zone. Lily reaches and falls behind the net. Hyland skates out with it. Up the near side. Sophia chases her to the outside, stops with her, forces her to shoot. Al has it. Al tries to go through, gives it to Sophia. Sophia goes on the outside, chips it into the corner. Hyland sends it up through the middle, and Molly can't keep it in the zone. Molly back to Brooke. Brooke skates up through the middle. Brooke has Josie on the far side, but turns it over to the Hyland girl in the middle. Josie comes through, steals it, throws it into the corner. Josie battling in the corner. Bailey picks up the loose puck. Bailey around, gets it poked off, comes back, battles, wins it back. 14ers pull Reagan, so 6 players on the ice. Bailey gives it to Lily, coming hot off the bench. Goes to Josie. To Molly, who can't find it, and Hyland gets it, sends it all the way, and wide of the net for an icing. 2:47 left here in the third period. 14ers down 2-1. Molly, Lily, Bailey, Josie out front. Face-off goes down. Josie's chasing it down. Josie gets there before it goes in and wins the race. Josie gets tripped down behind the net. No call on that one. How do we not call the trip on that? But Brooke gets it, sends it out of the zone. Lily blocks the shot. And now they call the icing as Braden picks it up. Refs discussing if it should be at center ice or not. Right call, unfortunate for the 14ers. Brooke has it. Brooke up through the middle. Brooke dumps it in. Not far enough. Hyland gets it. Tries to send it up through Brooke. She dumps it back in. Hyland gets it. Sends it all the way down. That's going to be an icing. With 2:04 left here in the third period. Face-off comes over. Bailey has it. Bailey gives it to Brooke. Brooke tries to chip it down. Battle on the boards. Comes out. Al tries to dump it in. Goes to Molly. Molly to Bailey. Bailey gets it in the zone. Sophia keeps it in. Sophia at the blue line with it. Leaves it for Al. Al steps down. Gets taken out. Goes back. Josie with one on. Shot wide of the net. Al picks it up on the near side. Molly takes it around behind the net. Fakes it actually and comes through. Sends it up through the middle. Intercepted. Shot blocked by Brooke. Sent wide. Al with it again. Sends it behind the net. Molly picks it up. Molly to Bailey on the near side. Bailey goes back in the zone with one on her. Bailey back in the zone. Comes up to the Hyland girl, blocked by Sophia. Sophia back into the zone with time. Sophia to Brooke. Brooke up to Liz off the bench, who can't quite catch that. Gets interfered with, that's sent down. No ice. Amber back in the corner with it. Amber comes up through. Kendall tries to tip it forward, but Hyland able to dump it in. Al up with it. Goes to Kendall. Kendall stick handles wide. 48 seconds left here. Centering pass. The goalie holds on to it. And Hyland gets dumped. Kendall goes through the net. And yet no calls. .43 seconds. Liz, Molly, Amber, Josie, Lily, and Moose. Sounds like way too many out there, but those are the 6 we have. Comes through, Josie tries to send it across to Moose, and it gets tipped out. Amber circles up the near boards into a crowd, but gets it through. Comes right back out. Josie with it. Josie turns. Josie hits Lily, tips it forward. It goes to Hyland. They send it down. Knocked out of the air. Amber with it. 15 seconds left. Amber up through the middle. Goes wide, goes in off sides. Lily on the boards. Amber with it. Moose gets it. Liz with the shot. 1 second left. And that's the end of the game. Hyland wins 2-1 over the 14ers here in the state championship. So we play tomorrow afternoon against the winner of the game that follows us, Mountain Select and the Springs. So most likely we play Mountain Select tomorrow afternoon, and we will be back then.